Hello everyone, welcome. What is going on? Good evening, welcome Darren, Tracy, welcome, Jed. Happy bank holiday everyone. I haven't saved this for the live stream, but I have got to take some tablets. I totally forgot until I just went downstairs to get a drink. I'm not trying to get your attention or sympathy in any way. I forgot. I've got a lot of tablets. Antibiotics because my ear still hasn't healed. Got perforated eardrum in this side, and it's been literally infected for like 3 months. So I've got another round of antibiotics. Got a bunch of ibuprofen, a bunch of paracetamol. Welcome. New camera angle, new everything, mate. Honestly, you guys are gonna have to tell me if anything weird happens tonight, because it's a whole new setup. We've got a new computer, new mic stand, new screen, new keyboard, new mouse. It's all different, and so we've actually got a new resolution as well. Streaming at 1080p tonight, so hopefully there's no issues with audio or visual or buffering quality, any of that sort of stuff. How's life, everyone? We've got no guests for you tonight, but plenty to talk about, I'd hope. Grab yourselves a drink, tuck in, get comfy. Does everything seem okay? Is it working okay? No sock. I can put the sock on. Do you need the sock? Do we need the sock? I can do it if you want. How much of a difference do we think the sock makes? These tablets are absolutely massive, and they get lodged in my throat. I've got the non-alky bees, 0%, of course. Urban Detail, welcome. Fred, welcome. Let's lock in, let's get comfy. I might actually switch chairs, hang on. Oi, oi, oi. Yeah, that's better. It's definitely better. Let's see if I can get my notes up. Google Keep. Hands up who's been testing the app for me. We've launched an app, or we're sort of in the process of doing the testing phase for the app. So we're trying to get people in the Discord to download it and use it for the next, like, at least 14 days without uninstalling it, so we can get to the next stage of testing, which is cool. Very excited. I just saw this video on Facebook. You'd be absolutely heartbroken.
Oh, no, la polizia, no, porco Dio.
Oh no.
Figlio, no.
It's a pressure washing rig. Where's the audio? There it is. Someone's pressure washing rigs come off the back of their trailer, and it's going down the... what do they call it in America? The interstate. I don't know what it's called in America. It looks fairly new as well. That would be absolutely heartbreaking. Keep them likes going, yeah. Nice. How do I make the chat bigger? Because the chat is... oh, hang on. You don't want to see all that. The chat is tiny, and my eyes aren't great. Oh, I can put timestamps on. This should be... oh, I can see when you typed. You know when some of you guys say that I'm really far behind the chat? Well, I'll be able to see exactly when you typed in the message now. Hi guys, wondered, does anyone connect a pump to the tap to increase low pressure to increase low water pressure to fill the tanks. I think Bournemouth jet washing does that. You can, I think that is possible. You can connect a pump. Has anyone here done that? Connected like a suction pump. I do believe that is a thing. I want to make the chat bigger. Well, there's going to be a little bit of teething issues just getting back into the stream. Welcome everyone. Thanks for tuning in. What's the best water-fed brush, you guys? Nothing like 500 odd quid. If you see this little message here, this clean link, 5% off and free shipping. Have a little peek. Have a little peek at Clean Link. Let's pull them up. Oh, I haven't got any of my links saved. New PC. Just getting back into it. Clean Link polls. He's not coming up. Clean. I haven't spelt it right. There we go. Clean Link. You can get some good prices on these poles, water-fed poles. Get yourself a little 27 carbon fibre anti-spin 24T sticker brush on the end. A couple of fan jets, why not? Get yourself the hose lock connector on it. There you go. 378 quid including VAT. What more could you ask for? You wouldn't need a buffer tank then. I mean, I don't know how effective a pump like that would be, and whether you would need a buffer tank. And presumably, like, it would have to be a powered pump. So where's the power coming from? Is it coming from the customer's property, or have you got to run a generator next to it to power the pump? You know what I mean? How are we doing it? All important questions. Jason, welcome. Good morning. If you've got low water pressure, make sure the stopcock in the house is fully open and check the main stopcock on the pavement is fully open. How do us peasants do that, Darren? Because I think I've seen you say that a few times. How do we do that? Stopcock adjustment. Is there like something in the street that we need to look out for? Street stopcock adjustment. Oh, that could be it. Is this it? Locating and accessing your stop tap. Anyone here do wheelie bins? I think wheelie bins, you've got to... the issue with wheelie bins is you've got to take the dirty water away with you, or like recycle the dirty water to do it legally. Okay, just one of them little dingers that you got to pull the flap up. Is this outside every person's property, or is the one that serves many properties? Oh, it just says water on it. Okay. Oh, it's that little adjustment valve there that you can just... That might not be all the way on. Is there any risk of like doing damage to the customer's property? Like if they've got weak fittings or whatever, and you turn the pressure all the way up and suddenly something bursts in the house. Oh, look, there's a little thing there, look. Ah, you know what I've just ordered? I've just ordered 3... water pressure, water flow, flow meters. Oh, look at that, look. I've ordered 3 water flow meters, one for my Equip to Clean resin tank. So we're going to stick one resin. I'm trying to get used to a new keyboard as well. Everything is new. I'm not struggling, but I'm flapping around a little bit. So on the inlet of this, because to get the best from these, we had an issue with this the other day where I was running too much pressure through it from the customer's tap, and the water was drying on the windows all spotty and stuff. And so it's because I'd snapped off my my flow meter going into it, so we were just sort of guessing, and I knew the pressure was too high. I should have turned it down really. But by the time I realised, we'd already sort of finished. But I'm going to have a flow meter on the inlet of this. You don't want it on the outlet. You want to know how much water's going into it really, rather than coming out of it. I think. You'd think they'd be the same, but I don't think it is, because it's got to fill up the tank first, and then based on the pressure it pushes a different, maybe slightly less water out the other end. I don't know. Talking absolute rubbish to start the stream. Well done, Jake. So we want about 4 litres per minute going into this resin tank to get the best kind of water coming out the other end. And I've been guessing for a while because we snapped the thing. I'll show you what I've just bought. I need a hotkey to change these scenes rather than me keep having to look over there. We'll get it. We'll figure it out. Everyone just calm down. Amazon. I'll show you what I've just ordered. I've ordered a few bits today. I've spent about £1,000 on just bits today. Some sealer. Some masks. I should be getting my new masks tonight, actually. I didn't go for the Pure Seal ones in the end. Skyhawk, welcome. Thank you for becoming a boosted member. Let's drag that down a little bit. Well, should we put it there? That's a nice spot for it from this new camera angle. There we go. You've got access to all the images in the Discord now, mate. So follow the link in the YouTube membership section and pop yourself in the Discord. You'll get access to all the images. I've just ordered 3 of these. So we've been doing some careful research over the last couple of months, and we found that, for anyone that doesn't know, we run let me see if I can find you an example. It shouldn't take me long. Let's watch an advert together first. I know I should do this. I know I should. Allow ads. Refresh. Come on, get on with it. Right. So, some of you may know, we run one hose that goes into 2 machines. And what I'm going to try and do, can you see how it splits off into 2 here? That one feeds Jakey's buffer tank, and that one feeds my buffer tank. We found, through careful observation, that these hoses, the length of these hoses, and the position of the buffer tanks can have a huge impact as to which buffer tank gets fed the most water. Essentially, if the water will go, more water will go through the path of least resistance. And so if you had 2 hoses and one was uphill and longer and the other one is like downhill and shorter, obviously the downhill and shorter one's going to get fed faster. And so what I'd like to do is put 2 flow meters on each of the outlet of this hose so that I can adjust the tap on them so that we're both getting fed exactly the same amount of water. So I can slightly restrict one, which will send more water to the other. And it'll be like a really good, accurate way of measuring the flow. Or I scrap that idea and just put the flow meter at the customer's tap. I just screw this straight onto the customer's tap every time. I'd like a quick release fitting on this really, but then I'd have to have a quick release on there and then a quick release on there. Yeah, it wouldn't really make sense to do that. That could be my delivery. Sophie might be naked. Hang on, 2 seconds. that my delivery, Nishi? Oh. I'm expecting my mask tonight and a couple of bits.
I think.
Huh?
Yeah, I think you've got a couple coming.
Okay, cool. She's clothed. There's no one at the door. We're all good. Yeah. That's the deal, basically. I have a quick release on mine from Amazon. Do you? Have you found... How long have you had yours? Because I found that the battery on mine didn't last very long at all. It comes with these little batteries. The product is great, by the way. It's just like the two that I've had, the battery went on the first one and the second one snapped here because it was on my hose reel and it smashed up against the side of the van when I was going around a corner, because obviously the hose reel's on wheels. It just snapped in half, so really disappointed, but I've got another 3 on the way tonight. So I ordered it at like midday today and now I've got another 3 coming tonight. He's even putting a bank holiday shift in. That's fine, night sorted. Nice. Welcome, Grime to Prime. You're right, mate. Can't you run both machines off of one tank? I could, and that's the plan. I was actually looking at Joe's Jets. Has got she's posted in the Discord in the for sale section. I shouldn't be telling you this because someone else might snap it up. But she's selling a 650 litre buffer tank, which is slightly more than what I wanted, but it's a decent size actually. I'm thinking about having that offer. So the reason we don't have one tank feeding both machines is because we have the option, as it is at the moment, we have the option to pull Jakey's machine out of the van. Because here's Jakey's machine, look. So we can, if we want to, pull it out of the van and take that buffer tank, that bin. There it is, look, that's a real good shot actually. We can take the bin like down the bottom of someone's garden and pull his machine out of the van and take that with it. And that's like, it's just a bit of versatility, but I'm sort of scrapping that idea. And we're going to take his machine off of that frame and build it onto this frame somehow. Obviously it's probably going to be a brand new frame with a bigger buffer tank behind it, because I'm running about 250 litres. Jakey's running about 210 or 240, I can't quite remember, sorry. Is that my delivery? The dog's going ham. Chinese batteries, what are you talking about? Speaking of batteries, I didn't realise that these batteries for the electric start, this one's either died or it's got a loose connection, so I've just had to go and charge it up tonight. I've just had to like take it out from underneath the machine, put it on charge. It's weird because it charged up straight away within 30 seconds. It was ready and like maintaining. So I don't know if it was actually the battery that was the issue or a loose connection somewhere, because to be fair, I should have checked the loose connection first, because we went to turn it on and it was just a click and nothing happened. That sounds more like a loose connection than a dead battery, because you'd expect the battery to slowly die. You know, when you're trying to turn an engine, turn like a car over in the winter, and it's like, you know what I mean? Didn't do that, so. We had an issue, but now we just share a larger buffer tank. Oh, really? It would be the sensible thing to do at this point. It would save a lot of room in the van. Save a lot of setting up. Because that's our main setup time now. Is setting this little buffer tank up. And just plumbing in the hoses. And yes, it only takes 30 seconds, but that is our main setup time. Running the hose to the back of the customer's property. Yeah, maybe I'll just do it now anyway, even if I don't have the other frame sorted. I was mainly worried about leaks, but nothing leaks. All these fittings all these big chunky fittings down here, none of them leak. The buffer tank doesn't leak either. I expected like the hose reel and the inlet to the buffer tank and just bits and bobs to leak, but nothing does. So yeah, to be fair, I might as well just do it. When will there be a new long form video? That's a very good question, Jonas. What I need to do, if I'm honest with you, is be more proactive. Look at my calendar. Look at the jobs that I think are going to be interesting. And put a note on the calendar item to say, film this job. Because at the moment, I'm getting halfway through a job and thinking, I should have filmed this. This would have been a good one for YouTube. And I've just not been filming stuff, if I'm totally honest with you. I feel like I've been so busy. And I've had so many inquiries, messages, phone calls, voicemails, emails, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, text, voicemails. I can't keep up, and so filming is kind of the last thing on my mind at the minute, but it's the thing I enjoy the most, so I should be prioritizing it. And now that I've got this set up, this computer, this is my new... Oh, she's nice. She's so nice. But this will handle, hopefully, pretty much anything I throw at it, so 4K editing should be a breeze now. She's a monster. So this is going to encourage me to film a little bit more. What's the app called? Can you show it? Why not just live stream a cleaner? I've tried to do that before, Dale. It's harder than you think. I've got unlimited internet on my phone. I thought, and that's the only reason I did that, is so that I could live stream on the job. This camera does live stream straight to YouTube using my phone's internet, but it's rubbish. I can't get it to work consistently. It's very much based on like where you are. I wanted to live stream my whole day, and I bought a battery pack for my phone, like a power bank, so that it would never die. But the signal is too like unpredictable, and audio. It's difficult to attach the microphone, stay within 10 meters of the camera. You know, when you're going back and forward, throughout around the property, back to the van, it's difficult to stay within 10 meters of this so that your microphone don't disconnect. And then you have to keep moving the camera around and stuff. It is a nightmare. It's something I wanted to do where I'd like attach it to me. I want to attach a head cam or something and film the whole job and live stream the whole job and have like the live chat on my wrist or something. It's just about getting the right setup, and I've not invested enough time and research to do it properly. But it would be cool. It would be cool, but to be honest, I think it would be boring. I don't know if many people would watch it. Maybe they'd watch the first one. I think it'd probably be boring to see the whole thing. Sound like the starter solenoid or exciter wire to the starter solenoid. Okay, I'll check that. Thank you. Connect this battery to your van so they'll charge on the way. What battery? You mean the pressure washer battery? That's a good idea. The little coin batteries for the flow meters. Chinese coin batteries are awful. I had one in my van key. Only lasted a few months. Oh, okay. But the cool thing about these is that you don't turn them on. They just wait for activity and then they power up, which is cool. So that's a very good idea. What I wished I could do is turn it on and off, to be fair. I would love to be able to... Like, it's a cool idea, but because we're constantly running that tap for hours while we're at the property, it's constantly using the battery. I want to be able to turn it off. I want to be able to test the flow and then turn it off without disconnecting it, you know what I mean? So the app, I was going to do like an announcement tonight for people if they wanted to sign up for the app. but I was trying to like connect my phone. Matt told me how to do it the other day, but I forgot. I want to connect my phone to the computer so I can pull it up on the screen so you can see what I'm doing on the live stream, and I can talk you through the app. I think that'd be a really good way of like showcasing it, because if I just sort of send it to people and they open it, they're going to think, what do I do? This doesn't really make much sense. It doesn't look very good. And I'll be honest, it doesn't look very impressive when you open it for the first time, to someone that doesn't know sort of how powerful it can be, I suppose. And so I want to showcase it in the right way. Phone link. Open my browser. Heard my name. Windows and Android. See, I tried to find it on Windows. I've got phone link. My phone's attached to phone link. But I can share files. I can share files across to phone link. I can send texts. I can make phone calls, but I don't know how to like pull up my screen. You know what I'm saying? There was a thing in settings before, apparently. I've got like the latest version of Windows, and I don't think it's on here. I looked at a Reddit thread and it said it wasn't on here. But I'd love to be able to show you guys and then give you a link to download it. That'd be cool. I'm going to post on Instagram to see if anyone wants to come watch the live stream. Because I don't do this, but I should do it more. Oh. Share. Copy link. Instagram story. How many people watch my Instagram stories? Occasionally I'll post some sneaky peeky that's quite a funny image. Hope Rich don't mind me using that image. I'm live for pressure washing Q&A. That's quite a funny picture. You can't see that. It's a funny picture. Take my word for it. Does anyone have any tips for preventing water entering the customer's house when edging in around their front door? That's a good question. I have the same issue occasionally, and I just tell them like, you might get a bit of water in the front door. It's not always. It's only when they've got like a step that you need to. Because generally the front door doesn't get rained on because it's got like a porch over the top of it or something. And so it's not really built for heavy water going onto the front of it. Oh, you have it connected, you just want your screen link. Yeah, I just want to be able to show my phone screen on stream. What about trying to share screen? Screen capture mobile. Is that an app? Yeah, so the batteries on these machines do actually go flat. So I've just had to whip it out and charge it. Hopefully I can just put everything back together and it fixes the issue. You can get a mechanical flow meter and mount it to your wheelie bin. They have a flow control valve on the bottom. 4 to 40 litres per minute, about 30 quid each. It's a mechanical flow meter, so there's no batteries. Is that the fuel ones that I saw on Amazon? Fuel flow meter. It probably would be a fuel one because surely they... But it's got an LCD display. Is it something like this? Because I was looking at these And I feel like something like this would be better if it doesn't have a battery. Oh, model number under battery. It wasn't that one. It was a slightly different one. Oh yeah, that's the same. I went to the Smart Seal. I went to the Smart Seal training day. And Nigel had one of these. Look at this. A U-Flow. And you can just fill this up and it's like a constant flow. You just turn the tap on and fill it up at the customer's property. And wherever it sort of lands on the gauge, it's like a manual thing that you'd hold rather than... I don't think you can mount these necessarily. But I thought that was a great bit of kit. Really good if you're just going around and doing a quote. Like a quick and dirty quote. A dirty quote. Audio is fine. Your audio is cutting out. Is it peaking or is it... I have changed some of the audio settings. You guys are not hearing the silence with his music cutting out and everything. Audio's good. Oh, weird. It might be, I'm streaming at 1080p now, and I've turned the bitrate up to about 5,000 from about 2,500, so there might be some buffering issues for you, I don't know. Just search mechanical flow meter and you'll see the ones. Matt, I'll have a look in a sec, mate. Thank you for trying to help. Mechanical flow meter. High accuracy? Not these, is it? This one? Something like that would be fine, but it doesn't look like it's very heavy duty. That one looks like it's got a control valve on it, look. To reduce the flow if you need to. These look like the ones that are fitted inside your... This is more like a water meter than like a flow gauge. I'm not seeing it, mate. I've seen these little electric ones. Maybe maybe you could send me a link on like WhatsApp or Instagram or something. Because I am interested to see a mechanical one. Oh, what's that one? Direct reading. 2 to 8. Spring flow reader. Would that be putting resistance on it?
Delivery's here.
Delivery's here. Can I have it, please?
Now?
Yeah. Thank you. My masks are here. Matt, I took your advice on the masks, mate. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. What do you think of the trash can buffer tank? I like it. The customer did laugh at it the other day, actually. Oh, you fill up the wheelie bin? I was like, yeah, it does look a bit odd, doesn't it, now that you mention it? Yeah, that's what we do. And then I had to say, like, I do have a proper one in the back of the van. Oh. Click that bit. Let me try. Phone link. Click that bit. No. It ain't working. Have you got a different version of phone link to me? Show me what it says. Show me how it looks once you've clicked that bit. You've got it in your start menu. How have you got it in your start menu? Oh, thank you. Well, hey. Do you want to say hi?
Mm-mm.
No.
My headphones working.
Yeah, working beautifully. You coming to watch the reveal?
Are they different masks?
Yeah. Trying a full face. Full face one this time. Because what we've realised is every time we need our respirator, we also need our goggles. And if we wear our respirator and the goggles at the same time, nothing fits properly. The goggles are either like facing upwards, or you pull them down and they start steaming up. So I thought it's time that we just get a face mask. And I was looking at the Pure Seal ones, but I've taken Matt's advice, and Matt literally saved me £110 today. Because I was going to get 2 Pure Seal ones, and they're about 160 something quid. And then I found the JSP ones on some random website, some PPE website, and they were 110 quid, including that. And then Matt said, look on Amazon, they're 50% off on Amazon. So I've got these. And I measured my head, because they do small, medium, large, and they're all different prices for some reason. The small one's the most expensive, which is counterintuitive. Small, medium, large. They tell you to measure your yud, and mine came out as large, and so did Jakey's. But Matt said mine was large too, but I had to send it back because it was too big. Oh, it looks like some sort of bondage thing. Unfortunately, the filters.
They've not come yet.
The filters haven't arrived. They'll be here tomorrow, but. Oh. Oh, I'm glad I didn't go large. How do you adjust it?
All these. No.
There's writing on the screen.
The peel.
Oh.
You might have to take it off to tighten it.
This is good. I have a 60 litre blue drum on a 15 litre per minute and never run out of water. There you go.
Yeah,
That's pretty good though, to be fair. Are you running your machine on full whack? Yeah, that's better. Keep going. Yeah. I like it. There are 2 tabs on the top for adjusting. You'll find yourself wearing that randomly past the point of needing it. Did you order the peel-off strips? You need peel-off strips. I could wear this to airsoft. Yeah. Does it feel like you're doing up a dog collar?
Difficult.
Try not to snap it, because I've seen some reviews and you can snap them tabs. Well, that's it. That's enough. Yeah.
Happy?
Yeah. It is steaming up. I think it needs to be. It is kind of steaming up a little bit. Oh, they stop it getting scratched. So like this bit, you can order these, can you? These flappies. I'm steamed already.
Does it not go away? Maybe there's instructions that you need to read.
I think it needs to be ever so slightly tighter on me. It's because I've got a beard. You might have a strip inside that's misting. Oh, my ear. I mean, cool though. Oh. Oh.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. It's very cool. It's a handy bit of kit. I'm going to use that for... Am I shouting? I feel like I'm shouting. It's because I'm deaf in this ear and I've got an earphone in this ear. We're going to be using this for angle grinding and for bio, hypo, all that stuff.
No strip inside, so.
No. Got one for Jakey as well. Oh.
Does this not turn?
Bee's knees, welcome. Did you get your uniform yet, mate? No, the filters clip into the side of that.
Yeah, I just wondered what this was for. Just let air out.
It asks to send a notification to your phone. Maybe a pop-up is getting blocked. Ooh, that's a good shout, actually. I might have not allowed notifications. Very good point.
Oh, look. Do these things come out?
No, that's a one-way valve, that is.
Matt said something about exhale port on the front. Is that screwed in / tabbed on?
We need your permission to sync. Open. Link to Windows. Allow. Allow. Oh. I've got new... With the latest Android update, phone link no longer shows your notification. Got it. Click. I want to show my phone. It's not working. Might it ain't working. Did it fit you?
No, it's a bit big.
That's not steaming up for you, is it? Exhale real hard. Not steaming up for you. It must be.
A little bit.
It might be my beard, you know. Chris from Pure Seal said you've got a beard, so you might need a slightly different mask. I think he said.
Yeah.
Is that the JSP Force 10? Yes.
It might even be around this bit.
Oh, mustachionator. I might have to shave my stash.
Because if that's going, if it's not sealing here, it's going.
Yeah.
But it is not.
Yeah, it could be my stash. You're supposed to be clean shaven so you get a nice seal around your laughing gear. Your mouth.
It is kind of a little bit, but not as much as yours.
I went in for the school tie for my lad and he went all salesman on me. I resisted the vests. Good choice. I have a beard, doesn't mist for me. Maybe I have a better beard. Yeah, maybe. Maybe your beard's just better. Yeah. What is this music? Come on. Let's
Does it look good?
Do you look good?
Yeah.
You look great. The best you've looked all week.
That's a lie. Oh, I wouldn't like to wear that all day.
Well, the idea is not to wear it all day, I suppose. Vibrate mode. That's not what we want. I want to show you guys my app. Phone link. And we've also got these as well, look. They've arrived.
Why have you got this angle? Is it so you can get your computer in it?
No, it's because if I put it there, this would be in the way of the keyboard sliding underneath. I did that for you.
Oh.
Because I know you'd want to put your laptop here. I was thinking of you the whole time.
Would you not put it there though, and then you wouldn't have the computer in the way?
That side. I didn't put it that side because sometimes Maya walks in naked. And so I didn't want people to see her. I've thought of everything.
Me just wanted the computer in as well.
Get yourself a cheap rucksack to store it in. That's a good idea. Yeah, so it doesn't get scratched up and stuff. Very good idea. Or a motorcycle helmet bag.
Jake. You got one of them?
I have, yeah, actually.
Or did you throw it away?
Oh yeah, I might have thrown it away.
Ready, watch this.
Nice. Yeah, it's this one. It's the Force 10 Typhoon. Courtesy of Matt. This was Matt's recommendation. And I've also ordered the ABEC 1 P3 filters, but they come separately. So I think this was about 59 quid on Amazon, and then the filters were about £26 each. That's cool. I'm happy with that. 3 of them now, so I can measure my flow. Great.
There you go.
Use an old pillowcase. Are we still talking about storing this or doing something else? Thanks, Soph. Jake, your beard will have an impact on your seal. We get measured at work for these masks and the other half's masks and the other half masks. And facial hair is the biggest problem. Your tash will be fine. It's the hair around your face. These bits. It's probably mainly my new goatee. I've got a new... Thanks, Soph. New PC, does this mean you guys will resurrect the Twitch channel and dominate on DayZ? We could certainly do some gaming. I've actually been testing out my BMX game, and it's really cool. I've also been, I don't know if any of you guys here are into gaming at all, but I'm very excited about a new game that's coming out called Ark Raiders. So if anyone wants to play this with me when it comes out, I'll definitely be down to do that. Absolutely sick looking game. But anyway, this is a pressure washing channel, and we like to keep things pressure washing related, don't we? Apparently AC pressure washers have got a new solution to the proportionate issue. So we've got obviously the switch tip from Rutland Pumps. They've just... Someone sent me this the other day. They've just come out with these stainless steel X-Jet proportioners, which is very cool. I'm trying to figure out where this goes. So this is for the steel proportioner barb for a secure chemical feed. I want to see this. Oh, there it goes. Wait, hang on. So the barb screws into the bottom of the proportioner, and then the proportioner screws into the X-Jet. What do we think of this as a solution to the proportionate issue? So the main issue with... Oh, look, here we go. There's a better picture. Again, they've gone for... Oh, is this not an AC pressure washer's product? I thought this was AC pressure washers that had come up with this. Because the Rutland Pumps one had done so well. But it looks like this is a official like X-Jet product. Oh, it goes there, look. I'm wondering if X-Jet have seen the hype around the Rutland Pumps switch tip, and they've created this. It's curious that I think it's curious that they've got you get so many different proportioners, you get, how many do you get in a pack? Normally like 12, is it, or something? So you get about 12 different options for the plastic ones, but for the stainless steel ones, they've obviously only included 5 of presumably the most popular ones, and that's probably because of cost. Let's see how many you get with XJet spares. Here we go. How many did you get? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And they're about 20 quid for the replacement tips. I still can't work it out. Oh, so the hose still just goes over the top of it onto the barb. They must be quite tiny to be able to fit into the bottom of the barb like that. Does the original barb, is the original barb threaded, or do you get a new barb? It looks like you might get a new barb. And they give you a free XJet t-shirt. Again, curious on this one that when you're choosing your XJet, it asks you what size XJet you want based on the size of your machine. Nozzle size. Oh, they only give you the option for 1 by the looks of it at the moment, but normally there's 2 options here. So I'm wondering if that's something in here that dictates the flow of the nozzle, and it's not necessarily. I thought it was always down to the proportioner size. What are Rutland pumps doing? Switch tip. Do they ask you? I'm still getting used to this keyboard. Out of stock. So they've got multiple sizes, look, for this, based on the litres per minute of your machine. But this one only seems to have the 1. Do the others have? See, this one's got 2. This is for the shooter version of it. And then this one that comes with the trigger only has 1. That's curious. So this is what you'd normally get with the XJet. You get a bunch of different options. What do we think of these? Pressure washing simulator it is then. They had to up their game. It's not quick release. Yeah, it still doesn't. So my argument against the barb fitting instead of a quick release fitting like you'd get on the ProJet on the bottom here. Pops off really lovely. You can start rinsing down, and then you just pop it back on and start your chemical application. Whereas this, you can't do that. You've got to like undo a wing nut or some sort of one of them, and it's a pain in the ass, and it doesn't work. Wipe it with a cloth. Wipe it with a cloth to stop it misting. I should have bought some anti-mist spray actually when I ordered the stuff. That'd have been ideal, and just keep that in with the pack for the masks. For a DIYer, which sealer would you recommend for me to seal my drive? And secondly, after repointing the patio, would you need to seal it as well? You'd want to seal the patio before repointing it, just because whatever you're repointing it with is going to leave like a residue on the patio. So you want to clean it, grind it, clean it, wait for it to dry, seal it, wait for it to dry, repoint it. Which driveway, what sort of driveway do you have? because there's multiple different types of sealers for multiple surfaces, so we need a bit more information, mate. The issue is still there, as losing the proportioners is the problem. That is true. So once you've screwed the one in, you've got to sort of store the others somewhere. And it's still... So that I feel like they've not fixed an issue here. You've still got proportioners that can be lost, and you've still got proportioners that are fiddly to change over. You now need a spanner to change your proportioner over instead of a pair of pliers. It hasn't fixed anything. Yes, it's fixed one thing. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. It has fixed the issue with breaking and damaging the proportioners when you're taking them in and out. That would be sorted. That's fair. But also, when you're using the spanner, surely these letters are going to get all gnarled up after a while, and you're going to struggle to read them. Maybe not. Are they ground in, or are they ground in, or are they raised letters? I can't tell. Looks like they're properly ground in, so that's fine. Maybe not an issue then. Yeah, I'm not sure. Block paving, I would recommend personally a water-based block paving sealer as like a starting option, because they're a little bit more forgiving. The only thing you've got to make sure you do is don't allow it to pull, else in those areas where it's pulled, you risk it going white. And I'd recommend either... Why can't I find acrylic seal on the shop? Where's acrylic seal? Am I being blind? Am I spelling it wrong? Acrylic seal. What's going on? Am I on the wrong site? Shop. Block paving. Sealers. What's going on? Where's acrylic seal gone? Have they removed it from the website? Am I on the... Oh, I'm on Pure Seal Solutions. Is this the watered down, excuse the pun, DIY shop? I think it is. Water-based sealer. And it's 50 quid for how many litres? 50 quid for... How many litres do you get? 5 meters squared per litre. It's 5 litres. 50 quid for 5 litres. Christ. I need to go on a different site. Pure Seal. Pure Seal Services. That's the one for me. Acrylic Seal. So this is 35 quid for 5 litres. Why the jump in price? What's going on there? And I'll be honest, I have no idea what the difference between all these different water-based sealers are. I don't know what the difference is. Maybe some of them have like more resins, acrylic polymers inside. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I don't know what justifies the difference in pricing. I used this on some sandstone the other day and it was fantastic. I loved it. You can also go to Screwfix and get the you can get a water-based sealer from Screwfix, and I don't know what the difference is. I don't think this one's available anymore. 0 in stock. So this would have been my go-to one a couple of years ago, but it looks like they've stopped selling it now, and they've replaced it with, I think this one's, oh, that one's totally out of stock. Okay. So I think they've replaced it with this one. Oh, it's got a bit of money off now. And as far as I can tell, this is just, again, a generic water-based sealer. I have no idea, and I'd love to be educated on this. I'd love for someone to pop up in the messages and tell me what the difference is between a water-based sealer like this one and a water-based sealer like this one. Not a massive difference in price. The difference in price, you know, when you're looking at 150, 200 square meters, there is quite a large difference in price, especially when you look at delivery costs and stuff. I think Screwfix do like free next day delivery to the branch. I'd love to know why I would recommend this one. I've used both. Different applications. I feel like this one may have took... we had different finishes. It was different colours of sandstone. I don't know. I can't honestly say. I've used both. They were both okay. I think I used 4 coats on a sandstone patio of this to try and get it... I wanted to get it like kind of wet look, and I think I kind of achieved it in the end, but it did take 4 coats. But the one, so this one was the acrylic seal, and to be fair, you can tell it's been sealed because it's kind of got like a sheen on it. It's like a matte sheen. And it's white and milky like the other, you know, like you'd expect from the Screwfix one. It comes out of the nozzle the same. It's the same consistency, same everything. And by the time we'd finished, it's a cat, it looked like that. And so it's fantastic. The water pulls on top of it. And that was after 2 coats. So I was very happy. I sealed a different Indian sandstone patio with the Screwfix one. And I put 4 coats on it because I had it. First of all, I had the product and I just wanted to use it all. And I wanted to get like a really nice color enhanced effect. So this is dry. This is after it's been cleaned and it's dried. This is actually 2 patios. So this patio is installed at 2 separate stages. So this is the new section. That's the old section at the top. So they're not the same batch of stone, unfortunately. So they don't perfectly match. And then this is after sealing. So you can see it's massively brought out the colour in the sandstone. That's dry. And then that's sealed. I don't even know if I can call it a wet look. It doesn't look wet to me. It just looks vibrant. Does it look wet? I can't quite tell from the pictures. What I want to know is if I'd have done that with acrylic seal, slightly more expensive product, could I have achieved the same finish but with fewer coats? That's my question. I saw a 250 litre collapsible water butt in the middle of Lidl the other day. Could one of those be used as a space-saving alternative to the big plastic bins? Yes. Yeah. No reason why not. As long as you can get all the fittings on it the same as what you'd want on a buffer tank, no reason why not. To be fair, Darren, you mentioned about not being able to move the water butt when it's full. You can't move one of them wheelie bins when it's full. Even when it's half full, it's a real struggle to wheel one of those bins around. But yeah, still possible. The higher price for the DIY but cheaper delivery as the balance. It's the same price. Oh. Do they have the water-based block paving? Block paving sealer? Acrylic seal. Oh, so they don't have the water-based. Okay. So is it the same product? Is acrylic seal and the water-based sealer the same product? Did it say it didn't say acrylic seal on it, did it? No, it didn't. He said he was a DIYer, so you had the right site in the first place. That's true. Evening Celtic, welcome. Jake, are you using the same brush head for the TFR application on soffits and fascias as you do for the rinse down? Yeah. Yeah. I think it'd be too much work to like change it over midway through the job. Especially when it's got all like chemicals over it and stuff. You don't want to be messing with it. Is that the Screwfix stuff any? Is that the Screwfix stuff any? Harry? Not sure what you're trying to say, mate. Would you be able to move it? That's what I use. Best thing I got myself. We've been doing some hard setting sand the last couple of days, so we've got a good gauge now on what works well and what doesn't. It's all on my stories. I should have took more pictures. Okay, too loud. Sorry about that. We've been doing... This job was an absolute pain. So the joints are really thin on this. You can see how thin they are. And it meant that this silver sand, we had to keep brushing back and forward over the joints. Someone mentioned we should get a whacker plate for it. And I'm starting to think on these tighter joints that it might have been useful. You can even see there where Jake... Oh, I can't rewind it on this, damn it. I think a whacker plate might have been good on this one. Now the beige one, it's on my story. We used the beige one a couple of days later, and it's so much finer and powderier, more powdery, and it falls into the joints much easier than the silver one. Now I'd have thought they'd both be the same product, just different coloured sand, but it's definitely a different consistency of product. So just bear that in mind if anyone's planning on using this stuff. I'm going to be more mindful now of which jobs I offer this service for, because if it's another job like this where the joints are really tight, I'm just going to say that it's not an option for them because the joints are too small. And we got there in the end. It was just a very, very difficult job. It took ages. Damn it. Yeah, difficult job. And so I'd just be very careful about which ones you offer it on. The larger the joints, the better, in my opinion. We got some new boots. We got some buck boots the other day, and they've been great. 50 comments on that, Jesus. Buck boots are brilliant, by the way. I wasn't sure at first because mine they felt a little bit loose. They felt a little bit flappy. But once I tucked my trousers into them, it sort of filled out, and they're so much better than just like standard wellies. I thought they'd be too heavy. They are kind of heavy, but because they're comfortable, because they're spongy on the inside, nice and comfortable, you sort of don't feel it. I was skeptical. When I got them out of the box, I thought, God, these are massive. And I wore them around the house for a bit, and I thought, I ain't going to get used to these. I think I might have to take them back. And then I just bit the bullet. Jakey was well comfortable in his, so I thought I'll bite the bullet and just give them a go. I think we paid 100 quid each for ours. But I think they were worth it. I think it was a good move. We're jet washing, welcome. Jake, do you turn down the work if there's no garden access apart from through the house? Sometimes. I just did the other day, actually. The lady wants her... I can probably show you a picture of this without revealing any of her details. Got it. So this lady, we're going to be sealing her drive. It's a tarmac sealing job. And she's asked us to do gutters, fascias, soffits, and clean the conservatory. And I don't want to do it. I just think, like, one, to get to the gutters, fascias, and soffits on this property is going to be a stretch. It's going to be difficult work. We're probably going to have to put a ladder here against the conservatory and sort of hang ourselves over the conservatory with the water-fed pole upside down and scrub, and that's going to be a right pain in the arse. I'd probably rather do it from the neighbour's garden and do it sideways, but then I'd have to go across to the other neighbour's garden and do that bit. So that's a ball ache. And then I'd have to come through the garden to clean the conservatory roof. And then if I wanted to do a proper job, I'd either need a tower to get myself high enough to do the edges, or some cool ladder setup, some sort of A-frame ladder setup where it got me sort of really nice and high. Because I don't know about you guys, but cleaning conservatories is hard work and it takes ages, much longer than you expect when you first start the job. To do a proper job, I feel like I'd have to, again, go into the neighbours' gardens to get both sides of that conservatory roof, and I just don't think the job's going to be worth it. I couldn't charge enough to make that job worth it for me. I'd rather just clean and seal the driveway. And so I'm going to find someone else. If anyone's in the Rubery area, if Bee's Knees is still here, if you want a job in Rubery, this lady wants her gutters, fascias, soffits cleaning and the conservatory roof, and I just don't want to do it. Yeah, I couldn't charge enough to do that job, because I'd want to do it properly as well. It's not just a quick brush over. We do a proper job, and I wouldn't want to half-arse it. Anyone in agreement? Can anyone see my issue? There's just no access down the side of that conservatory. You got to bring all your equipment through the house. If you want a ladder, you can't get around the back. If you want a ladder, you're gonna need to bring that through the house as well. All your poles, your gardener backpack, your hoses. I can't even see an outdoor tap. There's an outdoor tap on the front, so it might mean running the hose from the front of the house to the back. It's just a nightmare. You know what I mean? Am I the only one? Anybody? Anybody? No dust. Hang out the bedroom window. That's what she said she normally does. We need to contact them and see if it can be used on Indian sandstone. What do you mean? Oh, the pro joint stuff, the poly sweep. It says on the website that it is ideal for joint widths 1 mil upwards. It doesn't say that it's limited in any way on how big the joint can be. I've used it in like chunky joints. You know the corners? You know when you get like blocks that are feathered out like around a curb or something? I've used it in those joints and it's set rock solid, and it looks great. Really consistent, really easy. I saw your message the other day, Craig. If you could use a product like that on Indian sandstone, like on a patio, if the customer doesn't want like a full on repointing job, they just want the gaps filled in, I think this would be like a really nice solution. Just sweep it in dry, and then wet it down afterwards. You get a really nice consistent finish with the broom, and then just mist some water on it. A couple of passes with the water, gradually putting more and more water down. That'd be so much easier than repointing. Luke, thank you so much, mate. 22 months you've been a member. Nearly 2 years, still waiting on a Moja. Nexus Pro joint is god tier. Alpha A4 gives me a chubby. Jake's new facial hair. Okay, I see you. A chubby, that's gross. Lovely wellies, great, well worth the pennies. Always go with your gut, don't do it. Muck boots are a lot better than buck boots. They go brittle and split. I'll remember that, Aaron. Hopefully mine don't. They are hands down the worst UPVC jobs. I used a My Tower on a job like that once. Made a huge difference, but people won't pay the money. Yeah, exactly. It's like, can you just clean the conservatory roof? Not understanding how much effort it takes. It's a huge undertaking sometimes. Not worth the hassle. More hassle than it's worth. Price it for what you'd want. If she accepts, good money. If not, no loss. I also don't want to be that guy. I'm very scared of being that guy that people are like, she tells her friend or her uncle or whatever, I've just paid 300 quid to get me, I'm just plucking a number out of thin air, 300 quid to get me gutters, faces, soffits and conservatory cleaned. He's like, 300 quid? 300 quid? You've been ripped off there. And then suddenly you become a rip-off merchant, but they don't really know what's gone into it. And I don't want to put in a price like that and shock the customer, and then they form an opinion of me of being too expensive, when actually I just didn't want the job. I'd rather just say it's not something we can provide a quote for. You know what I mean? Is anyone with me on that? I don't want to offend my customers with a price. I'd rather just say I don't want to do it. I've got £2,000 budget and I need a new pressure washer. Return to tank. What do you recommend, Jake? Let's have a look, shall we? What can you get for £2,000 these days? Let's start here. Okay. Unfortunately, I think these are ever so slightly out of your price range. You could go for the Mini Beast. GX200. Comes with a surface cleaner. And it's a 14 litre per minute, 150 bar. You could do that. Although if you ever want to upgrade your pump at any point, it's not as simple as putting a new pump on because you're limited by the GX200 petrol. Ideally, you'd go for the next one up, really. If you want to make a long-term investment, you would go for the Beast, which is your budget plus the VAT. So that one's a 15 litre per minute, 250 bar. And that would be, I think, a good, solid investment for you. Comes with all the fancy bits on it. The nice fittings, the triple O-rings, the easy start valve, suction hose. Does it come with a buffer tank? It's got the return to tank. I'm not sure if this one comes with a buffer tank. You'd have to get in touch with them. Looks like it does come with the ST2600 trigger with the Q fittings, so you can pop those lances off nice and easy. Comes with a nice turbo nozzle, heavy duty, and a rinse down nozzle. Yeah, I don't think that one comes with a buffer tank, so you'd have to make your own. And again, slightly over your budget, so tricky sell, that one. It's a tricky one to sell to you, you know what I mean? We can go to 2,500, there you go. Well, this one comes with a buffer tank. 120 litre Bowser. 15 or 21. 250 or 200. So I'm presuming the 15 litre per minute is the 250. The 21 is the 200 bar. High flow float valve. I wouldn't click buy on this. I would ring them and tell them exactly what you want. Let's have a look on the PWS. There is a slightly more budget-friendly machine that doesn't have the same sort of engine and stuff. It's not got the Honda engine, but it's something that... Oh, look. JCB water inlet filter upgrade kit. That's cool. Nice picture as well. Let's have a look. So they've Darren's just released this alpha core, so you can get similar output. You could go for the powerhouse and choose a 15 or a 19 litre per minute machine pump, or you could go for the Briggs engine, which is a more sort of recognized branded engine. Again, same sort of pump, and this also comes with the return to tank. It looks like there's no option to add on a buffer tank to this, but the obvious thing to do would be just to ring them up and say, can you supply a buffer tank with it? This one doesn't come with the fancy lance and the fancy trigger. I think it comes with a kind of slightly more generic trigger to keep the cost down, because it's obviously a significantly cheaper machine. However, again, I'm sure you could ask them to upgrade it to the ST2600, all the Q fittings and stuff. You could get more than 10 meters of hose, which would be ideal. I mean, are you planning on taking it in and out of the van, or are you planning on keeping it in one spot? Do you want it mounted in the van? Do you want it like a static machine, or do you want a wheelie bin buffer tank that you can move around the property? Is it going to be... Yeah. I mean, if it's going to be van mounted, you could also just go for... That's going to be out of your price range. But Rutland pumps... Before we move on, there's a few options here on the PWS website. You got the Alpha A2s as well, which are the sort of the next one up. You could get either the Honda GX390. I'd go for the turbo pack personally, 20 meters of hose. That comes in just over your budget. Or you could go for the Vanguard electric start for a similar price. Again, just over your budget. So this is, I think this is the Honda pull start. This is the Vanguard electric start. If you go in static, Rutland, you could go Rutland Pumps, and they sell I mean, I'm sure Darren would do this as well. I'm sure PWSAS would do this as well. But just to get an idea of cost, you could go to pressure washers and you can look at like a skid mounted pressure washer, so that you could like mount the reels in your van and have like a hard mounted buffer tank, for example. Something like this. You could very easily get this within your budget and just spec it to what you want. Different engines, different pumps. Yeah, sort of depends what you want, really, matey. There's lots of options out there. It'd be I should also mention AC pressure washers. Some dog is going wild out there. Pressure washers and boilers, pressure washer bundles. They've got their rocket wash Seahawk systems. I think they like the Lonson engines more than anything else by the looks of it. Oh, they've got the Hondas as well, the GX390s. So this one comes with a flat surface cleaner as well. 20-inch whirl away. Suction and bypass hose. Doesn't look like it comes with a buffer tank. I think that should be like I think it should be a requirement almost. If your machine has a bypass hose set and filter and it's like 21 liters per minute, like 15 to 21 liters per minute, I just feel like the standard option should be that it comes with a buffer tank, and you can know that you don't need the buffer tank. Because now, same for all the websites, if I didn't know any better and I just bought this machine, plugged it into the customer's tap, and the customer's tap is like outputting 12 liters per minute, and I'm running it full whack with full revs, I'm potentially running the pump dry, and I can reduce the lifespan of that machine just because I've not been educated on how to use it properly. I feel like a machine of this spec should have an option to spec it with a buffer tank. That could even, like, imagine that alone could potentially reduce the amount of pump failures as a whole. Because let's be honest, the type of questions that I get DMs for, very basic questions about things like using the choke. People don't even know that you've got to turn the choke on to like start the engine and stuff. And the on switch, they don't know how the quick releases work. There's so many like very, very basic questions that I get asked, and it's like no shade on anyone. We all come from different starting points in life and stuff. But some people don't know that like the amount of water that your machine requires is less than what you're getting from the tap. You know what I'm saying? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Or am I waffling? I feel like we could reduce the amount of failures if people were at least given the option. So credit where credit's due. I've just scrolled down on the AC pressure washers page, and you can spec it out here, and you can say I want the tank conversion kit, which suggests that I want to fit this to like a wheelie bin buffer tank or something. So the tank conversion kit is is one of these for creating your own buffer tank. And if anyone wants to know how to do that, they can go onto my channel and scroll all the way to the bottom. One of my first videos that I did. Was it one of my first videos? No, it wasn't. It's further up. This one here. DIY £89 buffer tank. This literally takes you through the whole process of buying one of those wheelie bins and converting it into a buffer tank. DIY £89 pressure washer buffer tank. There you go. And these are people running businesses. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, they've never had to fix stuff before or put stuff together. Like, a lot of people are coming from an office background where they've literally never got their hands dirty, and they've seen videos, or they've just got a bit of inspiration from somewhere and thought, I can do that, and that I want to get out of this office environment. I want to get my hands dirty, and they don't know where to start. Hi mate, how do you work out how much sand you need to buy per square meters of block paved driveway? I generally work off the basis that one bag does around about 15 square meters. What am I doing? Classic Victorian recipes. If you have a look on smelt.club, just type in smelt.club to your browser. Proceed. I made this website myself, so it's got like some security stuff on it. If you go on this and then type in your square meterage, you can also type in the cost of your sand, and it will tell you roughly how many bags you need. And this is based on one bag per 15 square meters. Usually, when the joints are quite thin, we'd get more like 20 square meters out of a bag. But I would say it's better to be safe than sorry, so I've set it to 15 here. Now we're getting, if you go to Travis Perkins, we're getting our sand for more like £3.45 per bag, which does change the price a little bit. But you also want to account for your labour and time it takes for you to go pick up that sand as well, and your labour for applying the sand. So you could just get a rough price here. At the bottom it calculates your overall total. So if you're paying like £5 for your sand, let's say £6 just to be, and then I'm charging 75p to apply it, I'm at around about £4 per square metre for the block paving. So I can skip all this next time and just change this figure here to £4, and I've got the same price. Use this once or twice to get an idea of what you need. Same with the ceiling. Use this once or twice per product. So if I want to figure out how much I need to charge for my tarmac ceiling, for example, I think it's around about £6 per litre. It covers about 2.5 meters squared per litre. And labour is quite high, maybe more like £3 per square metre to apply. And you can see I'm sort of developing a price here to start doing tarmac ceiling. So once I've got my price, you can find out this information very easily by just Smart Seal, and then check out their tarmac sealer, and then go down into the description and see what sort of coverage you get. So it says, doesn't say it on this one, but it normally says like 2.5 meters squared for the first coat and like 3 to 5 meters squared for the second coat. So you can use that, type in those details into this website, so you get your price. So that one is £36.95 And I want to find out how much that costs per litre. So I'm going to divide that by 5 litres. It's £7.39 per litre. Plus delivery. This would normally be £3.50 for the tarmac wash and biocide. So I'm about right for my pricing here for tarmac sealing. Around about £12.40, £12 per square metre is about right. So now that I've got this price and I've done the job and I'm happy with the money that I've charged, I've covered all my costs, I've covered my labour, my fuel, my materials, my miscellaneous items like the rollers and stuff. I can note down that price and use it for future reference. I don't have to do this whole thing again because I know that I charge around about £12 per square metre for tarmac. And what you could do next time is, based on the condition of the tarmac, I think, it's quite old, it looks very porous, there's lots of like lots of aggregate missing, and it's in very bad condition. It's probably going to take a little bit more sealer, so I might just do £13 per square metre on that one just to cover the extra materials. Or if it's like a really smooth, really good condition, it's faded, it just needs topping up, I might go in at £11.50. And you can do this for all of your services, so for all of your different sealing jobs. Use this once or twice to get a foundation for what sort of money you want to charge, based on the manufacturer's advice. And then just note it down, just jot it down in a pad somewhere, and that's your price. Or you can start using my app, which I haven't announced yet, but give you a little sneak peek of my app. So essentially, what you'll be able to do is set your base price for each service. And it's like a glorified calculator, basically. We've got a customer section for all the customer details, and you can see how many quotes you've done for that particular customer. You can export your quotes to a PDF document, so you can just send it straight to them. It's almost like a CRM Lite. So essentially, once you've got your price, once you've got your price for window cleaning, you can just stick it into your services menu and then just pull it up whenever you need to do a new quote and add that on. Okay, they've got a drive, I'm going to add that on. They've got a bit of tarmac around the side, I'm going to add that on. And it's going to automatically just populate everything for you and populate your prices based on your measurements. Or you can do it like per side, per window, steep roofs, shallow roofs. This is the create new service menu. So I don't want to show you too much because it's not ready to be launched yet. We need a few more. We need a bit longer for the testing, but I think it's really cool, and I've been using it, and a couple of other people have been using it, and they said it's really good. So app looks like a real game changer. Love it. Might be. My pressure hose is made up of 5 10-meter extensions, and it's so much better than battling 30 meters of hose. Really? So at the start of every job, you just click on however many extensions you need to get to where you need to go. Oh, that's interesting. I think H2O do a similar thing. So if you get a burst on one of the hoses, it means that you haven't lost the whole hose. You've only lost like a 10-meter section. Good idea. When's the app launching? We need about 12 more days of internal testing, and then we can do some closed testing, which I think means I can just send it to a bunch of people without having to get their email addresses. Oh man. Is anyone here interested in testing the app? Let me just do a little poll. So it's, at the moment, it's for Android only. So unfortunately, iPhone users won't be able to get access to it just yet. But are there any Android users out there that would like to join the closed testing? Let me just get a gauge for it, and then I'll, if there is, do you want to become closed tester? Quoting. Just put a little poll out. If there's enough people, I'll share like a link where you can sign an NDA, like a non-disclosure agreement, that you're not going to share any screenshots and stuff, or show it to anyone until it's ready. And then you'll have a, I'll be able to take your email, add you to the closed testing list, and then get you signed up. Because we do need a few more testers. I'm so pleased with it. I can't believe it's here on my phone, and it's usable. Got to say, Jake, I'm loving the app. Oh, nice, mate. Do you? Is there anything that you? First of all, what's your favourite thing? And secondly, is there anything that you want to add? Who uses Android? I think a lot of people use Android. How do you work out how much material you need when you're doing a repointing job? I've got a customer asking me to repoint her patio. So the Nexus Titan that we use, I'm very, very consistently getting around about 15 square meters per tub. So if you know how big the patio is, and the joints are around about average, around about 15 square meters. I signed up for testing but hadn't heard anything, guessing you have enough now. No, not at all. You just need to click the link in the Discord to download the app. There's an app testers section in the Discord now. If you scroll up a bit, look out for James's posts. This is the developer. And he's posted a little bit further up. And I will repost it here. There you go. Can you use your own logo on the app? That will be a feature. At the moment, what we're doing is, when you first download the app, it'll be called I wish I had my screen share on. But at the moment, at the top here, it will say the Smelt quoting tool, and that's what will appear on the invoice. Sorry, on the quote when you print it to PDF. You're not going to be able to see that, are you? You can't see it. Damn it. There we go. Just turn my brightness down. See, it says Smelt quoting tool on the quote. Well, if you're Yeah, you can see that better now. You can go into this settings wheel at the top there, and you can rebrand the app to say Jake's pressure washing, and then you can change the color of all the text in the app to like bright green, for example. Is that saved? I think it is. There we go. So now everything changes to bright green. All these buttons, you've got your thing on the top. All the buttons here change to green. All your quotes change to green. And then when you want to print a quote, you can export it to PDF, save it, and then it comes up at the top. Jake's pressure washing. So that's pretty cool. You can sort of brand it to your own. So if you're like in front of the customer and showing a look, this is here's my price for block paving, here's my price for tarmac. It looks like it's something you've created. Get your app out for the cleaners. I love the app, but does it currently have the ability to bring your designs over to put directly on the PDF file? Your designs? What do you mean? Your designs? Like your logo? Eventually we'll be able to stick the logo on the PDF. Yeah. Jake's breaking his own NDA. I think the NDA was mainly for a while it was semi-functional. We're sort of between us all testing it over the last couple of weeks in the Discord. James has kind of squashed all the bugs and stuff, and so everything's working as we want it to work now. This is like in a real good spot to be released now, but we just need to get through the testing phases for the Google Play stuff. Can you create invoices as well as quotes? At the moment, it's just quotes because we've run into an issue with storing bank details. I think I've thought of a solution today for it. So storing bank details on any kind of cloud service, you really get into the weeds of like legalities. For me and James, we would technically have access to your bank details. But it would be locked behind your Google sign-in credentials, so I don't even think we would, because we wouldn't have access to your customers' information. So why would we have access to your bank details? But either way, I think I thought of a way that instead of storing, because to create an invoice, you need to put your bank details on there so that the customer can pay you. Which would mean you having to type your bank details into the app and store them somehow. And we could do that, but it hits some technical legalities that we need to. It seems like it's more effort than it's worth. So instead, I think we can maybe save that information on your device so that it's impossible for anyone else to get access to it unless they have your phone. And I think that gets around it. So we can store all your quotes and back up all your customer detail on a cloud server, which we've done. I haven't done it. James has done it. So that's all very secure. And then we can store your bank information on your phone instead. Yeah, exactly, Celtic. Yeah, that's what I think we're going to be doing. Does it work in other countries yet for others? James just needs to tick a box, basically, and it will work in other countries. I think it didn't work in Ireland the other day, and then he ticked a box, and now it does work in Ireland. You need to get the banking side done via something like Xero or Stripe. Yeah, we're not sure. I'm not confident that I want to go in that direction yet with like a full CRM, full banking integration and all that sort of stuff. It's not. That's not what it is. That would be cool. But the main thing is to get the calculator side of things working perfectly and fluidly and really intuitively. I want you to really quickly be able to throw together a quote and send it to your customer and have the app be super personal and super... I want to get the foundations of it right first before starting to add loads of very advanced features. The app is called, at the moment, just Smelt's Quoting Tool, because I haven't really got a better name for it yet. I'd be interested to hear your opinions. Thanks, Lindsay. How much is it? It's probably going to be roughly... It's going to be subscription based. So I think it's going to be fairly... I don't want to say the price yet. It's going to be very cheap per month. Based on what he's already created for the quoting template for the PDF, when you create a quote, export it to PDF and it saves to your phone, and then you can email it to a customer or WhatsApp it. He's already created the quoting template, so it'd be very easy for him to create the invoice template as well. It's just different words on the same template, basically, but we need to figure out the bank details thing. Same as the Squeegee app, I guess. I haven't actually looked at the Squeegee app, and I'm not really interested in looking at other apps and stuff because I'm making this for me. I don't want to take inspiration from anything else. I don't want to copy anything else. I don't want to... the reason I think it's going to be good is because I'm making it specifically so that I want to use it. Everything is going to be for me. And so if other people resonate with it and they want to use it as well, then that's cool. Testers of the app get it for free. Maybe. Subscriptions will be huge during the season, then fall off at the winter, I'd imagine. Yeah, I'm not worried about it generating money. It's got to cover some of the costs because I've already paid quite a significant amount of money to get it developed. If it covers costs, great. If not, it's a cool thing to have done. I've always wanted to, since I started, I've always wanted to create something like this. We've got smelt.club up and running. I did that myself back in the day, and that's still functional, still works. That's not making me any money. I'm not really interested in making money off of this. It's just something that I think would be cool. Trying to help people, really. When will I receive access, Jake? Filled in the form and sent my email a few days ago. What was your email address, or what part of your email address? Sounds good. Any plans to bring to iOS? Yeah, it's been developed on Kotlin, which is the template is like a multi-platform programming language. So I think the main issue is jumping through all of the Apple Store's hoops to try and get an app online and live. Why don't you talk about the economy of your business? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you want to know? No, sorry, Jake. Not the same in that way. I meant they use bank details, so I'm sure you could work something out. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Hope I didn't get defensive about my app. Yeah, I didn't. If it's like other apps, that's fine. But I'm not trying to be like anything. That's what I meant. But I understand what you're saying. The Squeegee app is so complicated and it's absolutely overkill. I've never installed it. I don't know. Smeltsimate. Is that the name idea? Smeltsimate. Smeltimate. Estismelt. I also waiting for a reply. Looking forward to using it. Andrew, I can see that you've done that today. So let me add you guys now. I'm on a new computer. No, you weren't defensive one bit. You've got a nice manner and way about you. Oh, thanks, Tracy. Where are we? Closed testing. Oh, we're in closed testing now. I thought we were in internal testing. Oh. 5th round of testers. Jeff, you have been added. Russell, you have been added. Andrew, you have been added. Kingsley, guess what? You've been added. Ryan, you've been added. And Russell, you've applied twice. Save. Right. There you go. Apple charge 30% if you run Facebook ad from your phone. Bloody cheek. Not sure if they would add on 30% for buying apps. Yeah, they've got a lot of quirks. Apple have compared to Android. So we need to run a closed test with at least 12 testers for 14 days. 12 testers have currently been opted in for 2 days continuously. I just basically need people to not uninstall. So Andrew, now if you check the Discord, it might take about an hour for you to get like added. I've done it my end, but it might take you about an hour. If you check the Discord now and go down here, look in the app testers, this link here should get you downloaded. Like, this job took me and Jake 4 hours. We made X and X. Would love to get some insight of running the pressure washing business. Jonas, I know what you mean, and I'm happy to do that. If you've got any specific jobs that you want me to look at, maybe go on my Facebook or my Instagram and pick a job, and I'll break it down, let you know what I priced it at, and let you know what the difficulties were, how long roughly it took. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. I've never really thought of that before. Doing like a deep dive into previous jobs. We've done quotes for up and coming jobs. I think it probably makes more sense to deep dive the ones that we've won. I think you're right. Hello, what chemical's best for black spots and white spots on my driveway and patios? Ibrahim, the white spots generally will come off with a pressure washer. They're generally surface crustaceans, like lichen spots. The black spots are similar. I think they're more classed as like a lichen mold rather than a fungus. Might be talking out of my arse at the moment. But the black spots tend to be the ones that are more ingrained into the patio. And so you generally need, for most surfaces, sodium hypochlorite. And if you're a beginner, you can order that on Amazon from, like, I think it's Jenny Chem. Liquid pack, sorry. So you can get this stuff. Essentially, yeah, it's swimming pool chlorine. You can get different strengths of it. You can also use it as a black spot remover. You'd also, ideally, want some kind of surfactant to mix in with it. But especially in this weather. It's going to evaporate very quickly before it has a chance to do its job. And let me see if I can find you a... So that's sodium hypochlorite. And now you want a bleach-safe surfactant. Oh, here we go. So Liquipack actually do a little bundle for you, look. I'd say this is the best thing you can probably do as a beginner. It's very strong as well, 14 to 15%. There you go. So this is like some of the strongest hypo that you can buy. And it comes with the surfactant as well that you mix in. And it will tell you what ratios to mix it out. But also, just be very careful because some surfaces aren't bleach safe. Most concrete surfaces, if it's like concrete slabs, Indian sandstone, what else? Block paving, clay. They're all bleach safe, but if it's something like slate or limestone or granite, you're going to want to keep it away. Jonas, yes. Okay, mate. Do you subscribe straight away, or is that a bug? Just downloaded it. Oh, so you've got access now. Perfect. So click on subscribe, and it will come up with, it will try and charge you £2.50. But you'll notice underneath, it says use test card. And that test card is like your access to test the app, and it won't charge to your account. I promise. And you might have to keep subscribing and keep signing in if you log out, and then it every 5 minutes basically it gives you like 5 minutes worth of access. But it saves all your information, so if you've just created a new customer and created a new quote, it will save. Even if it means you have to resubscribe. Maybe some. This job is 160 square meters. It took us 4 hours. That's 40 meters squared per hour. I see what you're saying. I don't tend to break it down like that in my head, but I see what you're saying. Just an idea for a video if you have the time to start. If you have the time, start to finish on how you pressure wash a drive, step by step for beginners. Tricks of the trade video would be helpful too. Okay, I'll bear that in mind. From setup to pack up. Andrew, you need to read the info in the app testers thing in the Discord. No worries. Things a newbie wouldn't think of. App testers isn't showing up for me yet, but hopefully comes up soon. I'm looking forward to it. Are you a support member or a circle member? Everyone should have access to the app testers part of the Discord unless you're a support member. Can you get the app from Google Store? Not just yet. In the next 12 days, roughly, I think. Should be available. Look, let me put out a link for you guys if you want to sign up. That's the best thing I can do right now, isn't it? Seems like we've got a lot of interest. So let me do a link for you. The other thing is, I don't want someone else to like copy this. Not that I think it's at the stage where it's so amazing that someone's going to copy it and rip it off. You know what I mean? But someone could think, oh, you know, Jake's getting a lot of interest with this app. Let's just copy it real quick and put it out. That was the idea about the NDA, is hopefully it doesn't fall into the wrong hands and someone duplicates it, makes it better. I don't think that will happen. I'm going to post the link in the chat, and all this will do is ask for your email address, and it will get you to tick a box to say, yes, I agree with the NDA. It's in the chat. If anyone's on Android and they want to try the app, it's in the chat. The other thing is, if you're not in the Discord, you won't. Oh, this is an issue now. This is an issue now because you won't have a link to download it. Ooh. I might have to post a separate link so you guys can download it. Hello, Darren. We were talking about you earlier. Talking about your powerhouse. Alpha Core. What chemicals do you recommend for porcelain? I believe it's not porous, so things like biocide won't do much, or am I wrong? Barclay, I think you're correct. Porcelain generally comes up well with just water alone. Algae and lichen and stuff doesn't tend to penetrate porcelain because it's so dense. And so generally you just hit it with water. The only staining I've noticed on porcelain before is hard water staining and salt and efflorescence can form a layer on top of porcelain. But I've never seen black spots or algae ingrained into porcelain where I have to use chemicals. However, I will still sanitize the area, because in the past I've seen where people have, not necessarily on porcelain, but I've seen where people have like cleaned block paving and stuff with a turbo nozzle, for example. They've gone back and forward like that, and it looks amazing on the day. It looks perfectly clean, absolutely fine. But because they didn't chemically treat it, when you come back in like 6 months, you can start to see the algae growing back, and you can see the pattern of where they've gone back and forward with the turbo nozzle because it hasn't been sterilized and chemically treated. So now I do that to every surface because I don't want it to look like I've done a bad job. The customer knows it's been cleaned on the day and it's fine, but if a visitor comes round 6 months later and they think, God, who's done your patio? You can see all the marks where they've been back and forward with the pressure washer. You can prevent that from happening by sterilizing the patio with bleach or with some sort of biocide. And so I'd rather just clean the area with water and then do a very, very weak mix of hypo on porcelain generally to prevent that from happening. Circle member, but guessing it could be due to my issue with connection. Oh yeah. Yeah, if you've still not connected your account properly, you might not see it. Yeah. Honest, I wasn't still drinking at 4 AM on the strip in Portugal this morning. You've been away. Did you have a good holiday? I thought you were ill. I thought that's why you've been absent. Not that you guys are interested, but someone's Oh, he's just put more videos on as well. Someone's impersonating me on TikTok, and I'm finding it very annoying. More annoying than I should, really. Because he's doing quite well. That first video's got 95,000 views. The second one's got 106, 20,000, 35,000. And that is very annoying. And he's just ripping all of my videos from YouTube and just re-uploading them to TikTok with some different captions and stuff. And so I'd be very grateful if you'd find this guy, Smelt68, Smelt.68. Click on the share button. I think on mobile you can click on the share button and then report. Oh, there we go. You can report it there as well. I'm actually going to put that in the chat as well. And I'd appreciate it massively if you guys would report this this person, because soon enough they'll start earning money from my content if we don't nip it in the bud. Evening, Liam. Welcome. Yep, full week off work, then a few days back, then away. Nice. Customer's wedding. You get invited to your customers' weddings. Hey Jake, what is your go-to pump oil? I have a GX390 and was told to use 10W30 or 40, but read on Google it has to be detergent free. Darren is the best person to ask that question to. I know nothing about pump oil. I'll be totally honest with you. It took me over a year to get my machine actually serviced because I was being lazy. But now I just send it to Pressure Washer Sales and Service, and they've serviced both my machines recently. I didn't ask what oil they put in it because I don't really care. But it would be good to learn how to do that yourself, definitely. And it'd be good to have the oil handy just in case your low oil switch cut off engages one day and you think, why isn't my machine starting? And then you top it up with oil and it works perfectly fine. More than just a business relationship. Do you have to be a Discord member? No, you don't have to be. It's just that I need to now find a way of sending you a link to download the app. You know what I mean? If you're in the Discord, the link's in the Discord, but if you're not, I guess I need to do it on here, don't I? Jake, do you think the turbo nozzle surface cleaner could be a new game changer? If it works, I would love to go to Rutland Pumps, or for Rutland Pumps to send me that surface cleaner out to play with, to test. For anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about, it's this thing. This big green nutty thing. It's got 2 turbo nozzles underneath it. And I want to find some block paving and just give it a whiz and just see what happens. Because I will be the first person to buy that thing if it works. That would save me so much time and so much pain and discomfort in your elbows and your shoulder. You wouldn't get absolutely plastered with dirt. It would change so much about the job. Even at $4,000, I think I'd buy that, to be honest with you. Maybe not. Maybe not. It's going to be expensive. It's going to be made out of machined billet. The arm underneath is going to be made out of a single piece of machined billet. So it ain't going to be cheap, is it? Do you think it'll work on a 21 litre per minute machine? Yeah, there's no reason why it wouldn't. You just spec the nozzles to make sure they're appropriate for your machine. The saving on cleanup time alone, yeah, true. The American companies that sell... There are American companies that sell similar things. I've never actually seen one in action. Do we not think the nozzles would get blocked every 2 minutes with dirt being contained inside the drum? That's a good question. Very good question. So this is just like a test piece at the moment. This isn't how it's actually going to look. I think it's a working prototype. I can't find Smelt 68. Oh. Should we see if there's any turbo nozzle surface cleaner? I've never actually looked to see if one exists. Oh look, all my videos coming up. If anyone's got like a link to a video or something that they've seen one in action before, you'll have to send it to me. Oh. Blast away. Oh, this is here we go. Two 05 turbos. God, that's tiny. 30 litre per minute at 200 bar. Wait, hang on. 05. 05. Does he mean 5? No, he means 05. So that's a 10. That's a total of... Okay. That's very cool that he's made that. I mean, she spins. She certainly spins. 200 bar, 30 litres per minute. I mean, it's working, isn't it? I bet the vibrations are insane. Testing before deciding to create the cover. I've never seen this video. I mean, it's working. It's half working. I mean, I'd even have that. The aim is to obliterate tough weeds. I'd even have that on the end of a lance. If the vibrations weren't insane, imagine that on the end of a lance. That'd be sick. Has he got a follow-up? I think it was a long time ago. See you, Darren. That's a lawsuit right there. Yeah, maybe. God, this guy's got a lot of videos. Just makes you realise like how long people have been doing this job and filming it. God, I don't think I can scroll back far enough to... Oh, this is the Felch thing. Horrible name. Makes you think of something else, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to scroll back far enough. Before I head off, has anyone got any like questions or anything they want to run by me to see if I can try and answer some stuff for you? Anything that's been on your mind that you want to get off your chest? Oh, we've had a bunch more people sign up. I'm just going to add you guys now. Hopefully you're all on Android. Testers. 5th round of testers. James Beasley. Barkley. Paul. Joshua. Colm. Chris. Michael. Paul, apparently your email address doesn't exist. Paul, you might need to just reapply, mate, because your email address is apparently no good. Lee has just applied. Save. Right. I'm going to post the link now in the chat for you guys that have just signed up. Here is the link to download the app. However, it may still take about an hour for you to be for it to come up on Google's end that you've applied, okay? So even if you don't have access now, save this link. Save the link that I'm sending you now. Because if you're not in the Discord, you won't see it. Okay? Just posted it in the chat. What's the best biocide dosing box? I can't honestly answer that question because I've not experienced any of them. I know Pure Seal sell one. I know Gutter Vacuum Systems sell one. They might be the same, I'm not sure. One thing I do know is that they're bloody expensive. And for such a mechanical manual piece of kit, it always surprises me how expensive they are. Bio injector. Here we go. So you've got the dosatron for hypo. You've got the dosatron box, the bio injector box. There's no like digital parts in this, is there? It's fairly fairly manually mechanical. And this, I believe these run off the water pressure coming out of the customer's tap. And so it adjusts its dose depending on the flow rate that's going into it. So no matter how much water's coming out of your customer's tap, it's always going to maintain the correct dosage of biocide coming out of your pole, which is very cool. I could see how they'd be very useful. Pump up XL box for chemical application. What's this? Heavy duty chemical pump box for exterior cleaners. Oh, it's got a big chunky battery in it. Oh, look at this. Ah. Would you look at that? That is kind of what I've been wanting to make, but like on a trolley. I want to put mine on a trolley. That's basically what I've made. That orange box that I had a couple of weeks ago. And they've got a chunkier battery, what looks like a bigger pump. The issue is there's sort of too many parts, isn't there? You've got the tub of chemical. Like if you wanted to move this around, I suppose the idea would be that you're not moving it around. You set it in one spot. You've got your hose reel. So you just keep all that where it is, and then you just pull enough hose to allow you access around the whole property. Very cool. I wonder what pump it's got. Viton seal pump. And it is 5.6 litres per minute. That's pretty cool. And that is 660 including VAT. Is sealing the final solution for weed control for patios and driveway? No. Sealing is a preventative measure. Same as hard setting sand. If it's a block paved driveway, for example. Essentially, if you're cleaning block paving and clearing the weeds with a turbo nozzle, for example, you're just knocking the heads off the weeds. You're not killing them at the root. You're not pulling them out at the root. You're just knocking the heads off. The best thing you can do, or the best thing your customer can do, is before you arrive, 4 or 5 days before you arrive, is put a load of weed killer down. That's going to do a huge... That's going to vastly improve the time it takes for those weeds to grow back. Is if you put the weed killer down first, because it's absorbed through the plant, it's not absorbed through the roots, so it's no good knocking the heads off with your pressure washer and then putting a load of weed killer down, because it's not going to absorb into the root. While they're alive, treat them with weed killer. That gets absorbed in, kills it at its source, at the root, and then when it's wilted, then you go in with the pressure washer, clean the drive, and then you can either resand with hard setting sand or resand with kiln dried, and then a couple of coats of sealer, a couple of coats of good sealer will solidify the sand between the joints. That's all it's doing. So sealing is just solidifying that sand. It's not going to stop the weeds, but it will slow them down because it's creating a hard barrier. That's all it's doing. It's not going to stop new weeds from forming on top either, because that's quite a large percentage of new weed growth is seeds and stuff blowing onto the drive and then sprouting new weeds. Generally, you can just pick those off because they haven't had a chance to like fully penetrate down into the... If it's a sealed drive, it should be easy to pick those off. But if you think what you're doing to a block paved drive is you're watering it with your pressure washer, and then you're giving it a fresh bed of, like a fresh sub base to encourage new growth with that new sand that you're putting in. So you're essentially encouraging weeds. The best thing for the customer that you can do ongoing: never make any promises. Never say this is going to stop weeds. You could say this is going to help to prevent. You could say this is going to help to slow down the weed regrowth. Make it a bit more difficult for them to pop out. That'd be a better thing to do than saying this is going to help prevent the weeds. It's never really going to prevent them. It'll help slow them down. But you can ask them to... Now that this is what I say, now that the driveway is clean and it's been sanitized and it's got fresh sand on it, best thing you can do now is go and buy yourself some good weed killer and a pump sprayer. And anytime you see those weeds pop up, don't pick them out, because you're not going to pick them out. You're not going to get the root. You're only going to get the top of it, and you're going to disturb the sand. Instead of picking them out, just spray some weed killer on them, and do that to maintain your drive going forward now. And it might be eventually they'll end up with no weeds. If they're treating their drive every month with weed killer, it might become such a poor environment for fresh weeds to regrow that it's just that it just doesn't happen anymore. But I don't know. Oh, you've just reported him. Thanks, mate. I've got GK Pro 1. Good kit. Wouldn't recommend buying, though. Little use. Really? So what do you use to apply your biocide, Liam? If you're not using that, what are you using? Surely that's the reason you bought it. It's just a pain dealing with the backpack, going up the tower, coming back down to mix it. Yeah. 20 litre capacity. I know what you mean. Brilliant for render. You'd want about 100 meters of window cleaners hose. Yeah, you'd want it on a reel, wouldn't you? Just bought the Parker jet washer you recommended 2 years ago. Hope it's still good to get started. Appreciate all the free game you've given on YouTube and socials. Oh, no worries, mate. I think it's probably still a perfectly good machine to get started. Not something that's going to last you ages, but it's certainly going to get you through your first bunch of driveways and get you earning money to allow you to upgrade. They've actually just released a new machine, a bigger one. Look at this big one. 15 litre per minute. Beast. I've just got 30 meters of hose for the backpack and a valve to shut it off, etc. We'll get a key fob to control the backpack. Yep. Matt, welcome. On the topic of applying chemicals, what starter kit would you recommend to apply hypo and biocide, assuming it'll spray, scrub and rinse method of application? I'd say a gardener backpack. Yeah, I'd go gardener backpack, or any cheap backpack, to be fair. And then I'd get the spray lance. To be honest, that's probably not suitable for chemicals, I've just realised. Not for use with corrosive chemicals due to the metal lance. That's what I thought. Gardener backpack with a chemical pump. You can get a chemical pump from DA Components to go into that backpack. Although I used TFR, biocide, hypo in this for over a year and it lasted ages. I rinsed out after every use. The standard pump lasted ages. But you can get the a replacement chemical pump for it for 40 quid from DA Components, and that is a straight swap. So when your gardener pump fails, just have one of these to hand to slot into it. And then, I mean, I bought my water-fed pole. I bought a CLX22 to start doing like conservatories, fascia soffits, solar panels, all that sort of stuff. And I was using this to apply my chemicals. You can see in my one of my early videos, I did 250 square meters of Indian sandstone using that method. Very long time ago now. God, it seems like ages, doesn't it? This one. Look at him, young Smouty. Here we go. So this is how I would always apply chemicals. Gardener backpack, water-fed pole, brush it in. 2 50-degree fan jets. I still think this is a really good way of soft washing. Obviously you'd want another brush if you're going to be cleaning windows and stuff. You probably wouldn't want to be using the same brush that you're... I mean, to be fair, it's a clean surface. You've just cleaned it with the pressure washer. I don't think there's anything wrong with that method, to be honest. So when you spec your... I think that's a really... The gardener backpack and a water-fed pole, it opens up so many windows for you. Excuse the pun. Opens up so many opportunities for different types of work. I think for any exterior cleaner, like that's one of the first things you should buy. Even if you haven't got a pressure washer yet, I think it's a really good buy. So I spec'd mine with the gooseneck, the medium soft 26, 250-degree fan jets, all seasons 10-meter hose, and I had the anti-snag hose lock male, so that I could plug that into my gardener backpack, which had the female easy snap. No, the Kleber. It had the Kleber hose lock. And they just clip together then. And that means on the other one, you can just clip in, on your water-fed pole, you can also just clip in the customer's water if you need it. Just with a normal garden hose, which is cool. By the way, joined the convo a little late, so apologies if you've literally just covered this. No worries, mate. Sponsored by Heineken soon, maybe. Milesi P9. Never heard of it. Oh, for measuring roofs. Can you measure like the pitch of roofs and stuff? I don't understand, to be honest with you. Laser distance meter. I'm not sure how that would help us personally. Oh, I see. I see. I feel like that would be quite a tricky tool to use. I think I'm going to stick with my Google Earth, to be honest. Yeah, I'm sticking with Google Earth for roofs. Is £2 per square metre too cheap if I'm just starting out and don't use chemicals? The average near me is 2 to 5. How do you figure out a good price to charge? No worries, Matt. I'm glad that helped. So I've got a different price for each surface, mate. I've got I'm at about £3.50 for like tarmac, natural stone and stuff, which includes a chemical treatment. I've just raised my price for block paving. Do you know what? The first person I quoted, I've been winning loads of quotes, and I'm thinking I'm winning too much. I'm going to go from £4 per square metre for block paving up to £4.50 because it's April. It was April. I'm going to raise my price, see what happens. The first person I quoted at £4.50 for block paving said that I was not competitive. I was too expensive. So it makes me wonder, should I raise my price or not? It's hard to say. It depends on where you are. If you're... What I'm going to do for you is a little cheeky, smelty exclusive. I'm going to send you the results from our exterior cleaning pricing information collection. And you can see whereabouts in the UK different people are charging for each surface. We've got block paving, including resanding, natural stones and slabs, tarmac, resin, decking and timber, roof cleaning, chemical treatments, gutter clearing, solar panels, conservatories, render cleaning. I will send you a link to this form in... Anyone with a link can access. I want to make sure... Yeah, you can only view it. I don't want you to be able to edit it. Hang on. Hang on. Anyone with the link can view. I'm going to post that in the chat. And then you can get an idea of prices for different stuff. That is in the... Save that link so you can reference it later on, so you don't have to keep asking me for it. You know what I mean? Hi mate, do you have a group I can post to help quote this project? We've got a... No worries, James. We've got a private Discord group, which you can see on screen here. And this is where... oh, we've got a bunch of new people today, look. This is where you can post and ask for help and advice on identifying different surfaces. You can ask for help with your quotes. You can show your setup. You can ask for help with chemicals, repointing, sealing. And there's lots of people, including myself, here to help guide you through. No worries, mate. I'm glad you find it helpful. There's about 100 responses on that spreadsheet, so it's decent, I think. We did it back in February. The Discord, you can access the Discord by going to my main channel page on YouTube. Generally under the videos, when you click on the videos, you'll see a join button here. If you're on iPhone, you might not see that join button. So you'll have to go to my channel page and then click on the description. And then click on this here. So you can become a support member for $2.99 a month, which only actually gives you access to the support chat, just like a little community chat for the support members. You don't get access to the full Discord. Or you can become a circle member for £5 a month, which gives you full access to the Discord. Or you can become a boosted member for £13 a month, which gives you access to the boosted images section as well. So you can use any of these images, hundreds of images, for your marketing, your leaflets, your Facebook posts, loads of before and afters. We've got gutter clearing on here. Pretty good images, I think, for your marketing. Gutters, faces, soffits. Decent before and afters, I think. Conservatories. Solar panels. Commercial stuff, not much in there really. Chemical application, some just quite cool pictures, I think. Slabs. Repointing. Stain removal. Resin. Tarmac. Stone. Render. Decking. Roofs. There's a lot here, isn't there, really? Come on, Christmas lights. Come on. Get a load of that, will you? Yeah, through YouTube subscription. Yeah. Once you become a member on YouTube, you'll see the link in your subscription section that will give you access to the Discord. I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And I hope you gain something from this. I hope people think these live streams are still useful. We're approaching our 100th episode. Next week will be 100 episodes in a row. Bar one, I think, when I was on holiday last year. Every Monday night at 7:30. Every single bloody Monday night. We never miss it. Like the stream. I'd appreciate it. Subscribe. Look out for my videos. I promise I'm going to start recording some more. Enjoy yourself.